We use this opportunity for two things. One, it's probably the first time that they have all been together as the top rookies coming in to the National Football League outside of the draft. The other thing we impress upon them, it's probably the last time that they'll all be together for the rest of their careers. So we use this opportunity not only to remind them about what lies ahead, the business of football, but we spend a tremendous amount of time talking to them about the importance of their union, the connection of their union to our corporate sponsors, what we believe is their corporate responsibility, their social responsibility to the community. But most of all, we like to remind them that they're together and they're a team, even though they'll be wearing different team colors. They are part of a family and a long fraternity of football players.
You spoke a little bit earlier to the rookies specifically at the orientation. What is your role to them now that they're pros? You, D. Smith.
Well, I'm a part of a larger union, and that is a part of a larger history. And I really don't focus too much on me, but I focus on what the role of our union is into their lives. It's probably one of the first times that they have heard someone after they've been drafted who tells them that I really don't care about the game of football. I don't care about the scores. I don't care about their stats. What I do care about is that each and every time they go to work, they're coming into a work environment that's hopefully safer. That our mission as a union is designed to do one thing, and that's to protect them and their families. And as we go forward, that again, that same tradition of family is what they've now joined. So they saw Mike Vrabel's quote up on the board as soon as they came in. Mike played for over a decade in the National Football League, but they now know and hopefully understand that they are a part of the same tradition that he was a part of. He was a part of the same tradition that guys like Dave Megacy were a part of, and Dave was a part of the guys that Jack Youngblood was made of. So it is important sometimes in a game that where fans are constantly reminding them about their individual self. We make sure that they understand that they're a part of a bigger family.
Mm-hmm. 17 years this has been going on. How has it evolved, and what are some highlights this year?
Good question. You see a lot of changes. I mean, obviously, I've only been a part of now my fifth. Well, it seems like 50th. You see huge changes, especially in the relationship that we have with the National Football League and our relationship with corporate sponsors. In 2009, when I started, the first time that I came to a rookie premiere, we had no social media presence. So now, thanks to you guys at PPI, we are, joined at the hip with an idea that we can connect with our fans in the blogosphere and on social media. You look at the changes in the relationship with the National Football League. In 2009, those rookies, those young guys, heard that we were headed into a fight. It was going to be the fight of our lives. So a young group of men walked across the stage from college and came here, and really for the first time learned that in 2 years they probably were going to be locked out, and they were. They were told that they were going to lose all of their insurance. They were told that the league was going to do its best to choke us out. And we asked a lot of those young men. So I think back about the first time I saw Matt Stafford and the young people in his class. You were talking about a group of people who are now established quarterbacks and established football players, but those guys learned for the first time right then and there. And then you take a look at where we are, where we're going forward. Nike just unrolled their new round of equipment for our players. They weren't even a corporate or NFL sponsor in 2009. Now we have our own relationship with Nike, and we believe that that relationship is important to us. It has to be strong. It has to be vibrant. And we'll go back upstairs in a few minutes, and they're doing a thing called Google Plus that didn't even exist 2 years ago. So as we go forward, our job as a union is to constantly evolve, but constantly to prepare our young men in a world where some things change. But when it comes to our relationship with the league, some things don't.
So the 2013 rookie draft class is unique. I've been walking around talking to some guys. What do you think makes them unique?
It's just a great group of young men. Each and every time you do one of these, you're reminded about how young they are. You're also reminded about, just how gifted they are. So in those respects, there's always a similarity. This class, you always find certain unique characteristics of a class as they come in. I didn't necessarily believe that when I started this job, but every class seems to have its own different feel. This one is a group of people who, are looking at almost a new business of football. When we started this job and confronted the issues where we felt the National Football League wasn't as dedicated to health and safety as it should be, you're looking at a group of players who were in college when we made the changes about concussions, made the changes about 2-a-day practices, greatly reduced the amount of time that our guys are on the field. So these guys will be, among the first class of athletes to come into really in some respects, a completely new football league where, things have changed and that's good. I mean, I love the fact that on the social consciousness standpoint, we have a group of people who are greatly interested in what's going on in the world around them. Today when I met with them, I talked about the tragedy in Bangladesh. We had folks talking about the conflict in Syria. So I mean, you've got a group of people who are coming into football where football doesn't define it, and that's exactly what we want.